You don't have the time. You want to create something. You want to create something that you can be proud of. You want to create something that is great. But you don't have the time. You could start, but you might not finish. It's not finished until you say it is. It's not finished until every aspect present in your mind is manifested into reality. It's not finished until it is perfect. But you don't have the time. If you had the time, you could finish it. If you had the time, you could gain the skills to masterfully craft it. If you had the time, it could be perfect. But you don't have that time. If it's not perfect, it's not finished. If it's not perfect, what's the point? If it's not perfect, what do you do? Because you don't have that time to waste. If it's not finished, it's not perfect. If it's not perfect, people will judge it. If people judge it, they will judge you. If people judge you, they will think you are a failure. And if people think you are a failure, then they will enforce what you already believe about yourself. I wish I had the time. Hey guys, I'm a perfectionist, and that was me being vulnerable. Here's the deal, perfectionism is something I have always struggled with. And if you're a perfectionist, you know the deal. But if you don't, that was a little peek into my mind about what goes through my head when starting something. And I wanted to put in as much passion as I could into that, but I do understand that sometimes to be passionate about something might come across as cheesy or corny, and that's the furthest from what I want to do. I want it to sound like me, but sometimes I can't do that. So that is me being vulnerable. Now, I have to apologize. It's been over a month since I posted my last video, and you guessed it, perfectionism. I had many opportunities to work on the next video, and every single time I thought, not now. I'll wait till I have more time so I can solely focus on it and make it perfect. Which is kind of ironic because I named this channel Imperfect Action, which we'll get into a second. But yeah, perfectionism has definitely affected this channel thus far. I purposefully set things up so it wouldn't, but it did anyway. It's something that I am still working through. Now, the reason that I say I set up things to prevent me from being my perfectionist self. Now, side note, don't get me wrong, perfectionism it's good. It does have its pros, but it does have its cons. So you can be thoroughly meticulous about something and get it great. It looks great, but you spent half of your year working on that. And that's not quite beneficial if you're learning something, if you want to get better at something. What is better is to just do the thing over and over and over and over again. And that is exactly what Imperfect Action is. And that's why I named this channel that. And I know I quickly mentioned it in my last video, but I wanted to dedicate this video to talking about that, to talking about taking that imperfect action, knowing that in the beginning, it's gonna suck. It's not gonna be good. But the more that you do it, the more you'll get better at it. And it's about being finished. Not being perfect, but being finished. And counting not perfect as finished. And in the spirit of imperfect action, that's why I am recording this video with only practicing it once and working on the script for 30 minutes tops. Maybe an hour. Because I had to work on the intro poem thing, which was fun. Anyway. So here I am taking imperfect action. This video is not structured in the best way. It's literally just wearing a hoodie, just kind of using what I got. And that's the spirit of imperfect action. Now, I know that you guys aren't here for me to talk about myself, which is kind of why you're here. But I want to pass this on to you. I want you to think about something. What is that one thing you've always wanted to do, but have just never done it? That could be like, playing a piano. Maybe you wanted to learn a new language. Maybe you wanted to start your own business or something like that. But those are huge time commitments. Don't get me wrong, those really are. But I challenge you. I challenge you. Take that first step today, whatever that first step is. Click off this video, go take that first step. Do that imperfect action, because taking that first step, it will energize you. It will give you enough to get to the next step and the next step and the next step. And I know this is true because when it was a month, I didn't work on this video at all. I'm like, you know what? It finally clicked. I'm like, I'm just going to sit down and work on it for a couple minutes. I wasn't there for a couple of minutes. I got energized and I started working on it for the next at least an hour. And this is when I was like, I had a bunch of homework and stuff like that. And I ended up creating that intro, which usually I've never done spoken word poems, whatever you want to call that. But it happened because I took that first step. I took that imperfect action. So I challenge you guys, click off this video and just do it. In the wise words of Shia LaBeouf himself, just do it.